If you were anything like me, they're just thinking, Valentine's Day is when? Tomorrow. Like, as in, like, tomorrow. Like, when I wake up, it's Valentine's Day. You got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show. Celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Appreciate you doing the Valentine's Day adjacent stuff with us. I am going to be scooting out and going camping with the Queen Bee for our Valentine's Day celebration. So it is where we might do an FAFO Friday, we might not. I'm trying to find a love themed FAFO Friday, which would probably be pretty damn funny. Found a couple of videos. We'll see. We'll see if we can pull it off. But both shows will be pre-recorded because I'm getting the heck up out of here and going paddle boarding and hiking and just having a good time, just hanging out with the dog. You know what I mean? So two things I want to cover today. One is something I like to cover with you guys before I go camping all the time, because when I do it, I'm like, this is really cool. Everyone should do it the way I do it. You know, we always think that sometimes, like, oh, I've done this way for years, and if the next generation could possibly do it. You know what? Yes. So a very abbreviated week. Okay. Yes. A very abbreviated. I had a migraine. I did not plan that. Did I plan that? I had 2 of them this week. Oh, whew. I tell you what, 2 brain surgeries will bring you a lot of migraines. I tell you that much. Holy mackerel. So I do appreciate, yes, it's a very abbreviated week, but it's not abbreviated week because I'm giving you new content tomorrow. You get 2 shows. How about that? Anyway, there's so many times we think, oh, yeah, I've been doing this. So this is the way my grandfather taught me, and no one else does it this way, and it's the best. And you don't share it with anybody. I want to share it with you because I think that that it is, especially here in Arizona. And I know it's not 150 degrees, but in the summertime, when you're out on the lake and this and that, you're out fishing, it's always a good idea to not use ice. You heard that right. Don't use ice. There's no reason for every single thing in your cooler to be wet. There really is no reason for that. And there's no reason for water and melted ice to get leaked into things, and you just don't do it. This morning, I just put 10 water bottles in the freezer, and that's just as good as 2 bags of ice. And nothing gets wet. None of my food's getting wet. I'm not pulling out in the cold of night. I'm not pulling out a drink out of the cooler and like drying it off, and now my hands are cold, anything like that. Nope, just comes out cold. And if you're like me and you got a Canyon cooler, you got a rotomolded cooler that's that really keeps things cold. That's it. You don't need any more than that. Queen Bee's daughter, I got her a soft-sided Canyon cooler for Christmas. And she was worried about what kind of cool pack to put in there, what kind of ice to put in there. I'm like, you don't really need much. You just need one of those little cool packs. Just stick that sucker right in there. A couple frozen water bottles, you in. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a, Dan does the same thing. That's rad. I love that. Yeah. It's verifications, not to pick. It's always to pick. Come on. We're the family we never wanted, y'all. So the cool thing is that you don't really need a lot. Once you're putting cold stuff into these coolers, you don't need a lot to keep them cool. It holds the cool, which gets me to the second part about retention of your food and drinks. Cool that damn thing the night before. Really easy now, because all you gotta do is set it outside. It's 30 something degrees outside. Set it outside with the lid open. And those walls are cool as hell. Those walls stay cool. As long as the walls are pre-cooled, they won't suck any of the cold, so to speak. I know it's not the scientific term for it, but they won't suck it out of the food or the drinks, right? So that's a pre-cool the damn thing, and use water bottles, frozen water bottles. And I mean, think about the common sense of water bottles versus ice, because now you have water. Now you have drinking water. And if stuff gets stuck somewhere, things like that, you have ice water now. I think it's just a good idea all around. And in the cool, they have those little tiny water bottles. Have you seen these things, little 6-8 ounce little suckers? Oh, those things are magical. And also Fry's has a electrolyte kind of water. It's infused with flavors or something like that, but it's got basically potassium in it and whatever electrolytes are made out of. And but the walls of the bottle have a lot more integrity than the standard bottles you see these days. Really flimsy, like Walmart one, things like that. They'll just probably crush in whatever you have it in there and water spill out. These are really solid, rigid walls for water bottles. Yeah, there you go. So it's just a little tip. Second tip I want to talk about. It is what plants crave. Electrolytes. What plants crave. Oh, such a great movie. It's now a documentary. Of course, Idiocracy was what we were talking about. Now, second is to pre-plan your damn food. And when I mean pre-plan your damn food, I mean prepare it. Get it prepared. Get it ready to go. If you're going to marinate chicken, have it marinating in a piece of Tupperware or a plastic bag and put it in the cooler. So you just pull that sucker out and put it on the grill. If you're making things with sides, you're making condiments, accoutrement. I think that's French for stuff that goes with stuff. And if you have that, put them in little tiny Tupperware things like onions and cilantro or salsa or whatever you want. Have that stuff all dialed in. So you're not pulling out cutting boards while you're camping and you're just you're all set up and ready to go. I have it all done because it's a hell of a lot easier if you're going to put in, 2-3 hours during your 2 or 3 night camping trip in cooking. It's a lot easier to do that at home and have that all ready to go. My salads are going to be pre-made. I'm bringing queen bee. I mean, we have to have salad. Look, I don't make the rules. All right. The steaks are ready to go. The chicken is thawing right now, and it's all going to be all ready to go. The salads are going to be set, and all of the snacks throughout the day are going to be in their own little compartments. It's going to be very Tetris-y, very Jenga-y. I don't know about Jenga because stuff falls down after that, but it's going to be very well packed. It's going to be nice and cool, and we'll have 2 canning coolers out there, and everything's going to stay nice for 2.5 days that we're there. So it's going to be wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's going to be a wonderful trip. And I know some of you don't do Thanksgiving. Hello, hold on. I just said Thanksgiving. Whew, it's February, Mike. Hold on. There we go. Sweet baby Jesus. All right. Valentine's Day. Some of you don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but it's still whatever. Get out and go on a hike. Doesn't have to be a Valentine's Day hike. It can be a hike on Valentine's Day. You don't even have to hold hands. Yeah, you do have to hold hands. Damn it. Hold your woman's hand. All right. Let's go with this. Dan, make sure that we have potable and non-potable water when we go camping. We're hoping to do a camping trip in this year. Going depending on family drama in Wyoming. We're about to talk about Wyoming. Believe it or not, that's a beautiful segue. See, Rhonda's going to do so good. In just a couple of weeks, she's going to be a guest co-host on In Other News. And she segues so beautifully. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Wyoming in just a moment. But where were we? Potable and non-potable. Really, I mean, technically, tap water is potable, hose water is potable. So yeah, we just have a jug of that so you can clean, wash your hands and whatnot, and then that's really all we need. Yeah, rinse the dishes off, but that's Ozzy's job, is to clean the dishes, and which he will be. And I got 2 T-bone steaks, so that dude's just gonna be chomping on fresh T-bones. Oh, this dog is just so spoiled. But he's a good boy. He's a good as doggo. Anyway, so those are a couple of tips that I just throw it. It's so much easier. And then if you can, because this is an issue for me. This is the ABCs of me kind of thing here. I don't like being near anyone when I'm going to the bathroom. Like I can't just, whatever. I can't. I'm a guy. I mean, I've been on several golf courses where I've broken some weird laws. But you got to go find your golf ball. But yeah, if you got to go, get a bathroom. I mean, again, this is going to the whole glamping versus camping and roughing it and not roughing it. I mean, we're going to Lake Pleasant, so it's not like it's there are facilities there if you got to go to the bathroom. But you got it. They make portable bathrooms, and they're not expensive. I mean, they're cheap, but they're not expensive. So, I mean, these things are like little stand-up showers. They're tents. And they're like little stand-up deals. And then you get the little luggabaloo in there, and it's just like you got a little outhouse. Oh, got to have that. Get a utility water can. All right, let's see. I love the tips, guys. Keep them coming here. All right, got a utility water can in the truck. AZ hose water, yeah. And a little pump and some clips to the standard blue 5-gallon water jugs, man. I see those things all over the place. Heck yeah. Yeah, you're a guy. The world is your toilet. Amen to that, Rhonda. Amen to that. And Ozzy is as spoiled as Princess Buttercup. I can damn well assure you of that one. Holy sweet, that dog. Both of those dogs. We'll just say that. But yeah, there's no reason. Again, there's no reason to be miserable. You want to have fun. I mean, Queen Bee, and I'll say this, has bought throw pillows for the jumping jack. So it's got throw pillows in there. She calls them twinkle lights. I don't know if they twinkle, but I got her for Christmas. They almost reel in and out, and you just make your outside area by your table is nice and lit and wonderful, and your campfire. And I just think that's so valuable. Just be comfortable. Damn. Yeah, they got the little privacy tent, dude. I'm telling you, Brendan, it's wonderful. Yeah. It's not. Let me put it this way, and we'll get a little weird here on the show. It's not soundproof. I'll tell you that much. But yes. Oh yes, Ozzy and Buttercup. I'm sure we'll meet when we do our little meetup out in the West Side that we need to plan. So by we, I mean I. So yeah, of course, the dog friendly. Bring them and let them just go nuts. He met a new friend. What is it? Phil and Millie. Yeah, he got a new friend Millie yesterday. A big 100-pound yellow lab. She's a big girl. Yeah, Ozzy likes that cake, if you know what I'm saying. Ozzy likes his girls with a little bit of thick. It's the way to go. What's up, John? John, hey, happy birthday, John. 36 years old, buddy. You don't look a day over 35. Yeah, happy birthday to you, everybody. If you see him on Facebook there, John Ross, wish him a happy 36th birthday. Yesterday was Mom's birthday. Yes. Tarps around trees for kids. Oh, tarps around trees is a good idea. Yeah. And I think Queen Bee should do that, because when I said that she goes out to Mesquite Wildlife Oasis, they teach shelter building. So, I mean, with the tarps and the tree branches and things like that. So, yeah, she might be able to do that. What up, Eddie? How you doing, pal? We're just going over some crazy camping tips, because it just, yeah. And thaw your food first, guys. I've made this mistake I don't know how many damn times. The reason why the chicken is now out and thawing is because I'd have just thrown it in the cooler and hoped for the best. Yeah. And it's like, I think there's probably 7 or 8 chicken thighs in there. It's just me and Queen Bee. So little Oz is going to be eating well. I'll tell you that much. He going to be eating well. Problem with, okay, I'm going to rat him out too. If you've been to Lake Pleasant has a lot of donkeys. Donkeys is a thing there. Like, you're hearing hee-haw, that's my donkey. You're hearing that all the time. And they just roll around the campsites. They just do their thing. They don't bother you. They're cool. I mean, they're cool as hell. I love seeing them. I think they're great. They poop everywhere. Ozzy is a connoisseur of the donkey dropping. Like, dude, you have a T-bone over here. You have chicken, bro. You eat salmon every day. Yeah, do you eat donkey poop? I can't tell you that. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, Eddie, I did not check. I apologize, and everyone knows. Okay, sorry. Okay, everybody can go ahead and rip on me. I didn't check my email. Sorry. I have been getting a lot of stuff done, though. I've been productive. Send photos of the last camping trip I did with the family. Tarps in the kitchen room. Yeah, dude, check. Yeah, I'd love to see them. I'd love to see your guys' setup. Brennan sent me one of his hammock setup. I'm still calling shenanigans on that, because no man should have to lay in a hammock for outdoors for camping. I'm just saying. Not catching me in one. No. Can hand pump them too, and basically like a bike pump. Yes, of course, the PVC. Oh, son, it makes them solar. Oh, nice. Well done. Okay. It's also good too if you've ever ordered food from any place. The freezer packs that they have that have those little plastic beads in them that look like they would kill you if you touched them. Those are great. Those things stay cold forever, ever. They truly do. Yes. And yes, donkeys can destroy a campsite, but Ozzy's doing his best to clean up after them in the grossest way possible. Jeez. I'm like, I'm sitting here too. I'm your dad, bro. Don't, come on. Your mom's right there. Don't embarrass your parents in front of other campers. Like, oh, and he just come bouncing around. Like he's got, because they're like a tennis ball, between a golf ball and a tennis ball size. He's just happy as hell. It's so gross. It is so gross. That's why he gets on his mom's paddleboard and not mine. Yeah, I'm actually going to be doing. I thought I had a 35 King cooler, but I have two 45s because I thought I had a 35, so I bought a 45. Now I have to buy a 35. Jason, if you're listening, if you got anything in the boneyard, bro, hook me up. And but I'm making that a fishing cooler for the what do you call that thing? What I just said. What I was just talking about. The paddleboard. There you go. Making it right now. I have issues with the phone. Is this live? Yes, it is live, my friend. Will not be live tomorrow, but is live today. Snow camp? No, buddy, that's not fun. 22 degrees outside is not fun, brother. No. 45, 50 under the tarp with the fire. No, we got the buddy heater. We got the big buddy heater in there. It's going to be a nice toasty, maybe 68, 70 degrees in there. I skipped a number in case Grizz is on. No, it's gonna be nice in there. I'm excited for it to be very nice, and we're excited for a good trip, and we're gonna have a good trip. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yes, I think Rhonda said she'll pass for Brendan. I'd pass too, buddy. I mean, I'd go with you. I'd just be there with a jumping jack. Anywho, I told you I'd get to Wyoming. We just Queen Bee and I are part of Wildlife for Tomorrow. Wildlife for Tomorrow is the 501c3 fundraising arm for your Arizona Game and Fish Department. And no, I'm not yet asking for dough or anything like that. Some of you beautiful human beings came out and volunteered with us and really helped us out and really helped to make our last event a really good one. So we got this, ran into a guy who runs Wildlife for Tomorrow, WYLD, so it's because they're Wyoming. See what they do there? Their Wildlife for Tomorrow that does their thing. We just had a wonderful conference call with him. Because they do the same thing we do, but they do it for Wyoming. And I just got to thinking as I was on that call, how unbelievably difficult conservation is. How unbelievably difficult it is. You think about, let's see here. So I honestly think that there's landscapers out front right now. There is. Doors open. Anyway, awesome. But anyway, how difficult conservation is. And what it really takes to be a solid, thriving conservation organization. Understand, again, I got to close that door, guys. Hold on, son of a. Do you guys feel like the kids in Jurassic Park? You guys feel like the kids he left us. He left us. Oh, yay. And I'm sure you couldn't hear it, but I could. So I started talking really loud, and it just drives me nuts. Can you imagine? The audacity of some people. Don't they know this is when the Go Show's on? I tell you what. Okay. Back to conservation here. And it's not an uniquely Arizona problem, funding conservation, because your Arizona Game and Fish Department manages over 820 species of wildlife. Only 60 of those are game species. Only 60 of those are catchable, fishable, and shootable. And so, what is it? Not that hard. You know, wait, what? Heartbreak from all things civilized. Yeah, I guess that's true. All right. But anyway, and I thought, I really wish, I think if I had a magic wand that I could say, like, okay, people will remember Mike as what? People remember Mike as a guy who told us everything that goes into conservation in his great state. And we can just, whatever state we're in, we could probably say they deal with the same challenges and the same successes. But I'm just going to encourage y'all, just in any way you can, like with Rhonda, Dan, Grizz came out, and I know you guys, a few of you other guys wanted to, and the scheduling didn't work out, but just volunteer where you can. Get involved with Arizona Elk Society. Get involved with Mule Deer Organization. Get involved with Game and Fish. Do Water for Wildlife. You got to understand, we have zero snow, y'all. Intern Bean sent me a picture of the one day NAU had snow. And so the ice melt, the runoff is not going to be there, at least right now, as it stands. So there are organizations like Arizona Elk Society and Game and Fish Department that have teams of people that run water up to the high country. So actually our habitats stay around. These species hang around. Elk, the deer, everything, and everything. I'm talking about bees, butterflies, everything that get to drink this water, because everything else is bone dry. Let's get involved in that. It's funny. I just told my my neighbor's kid, who we've talked about him on the show several times with his last 2 elk hunts. I said, dude, if you want to scout for where the game is here in Arizona, get involved in Water for Wildlife, because you're quite literally going to be driving to the places where all of these animals are, all of them. Then you go get yourself an over-the-counter tag and go see what you can see. So there is a wonderful opportunity to get involved. And I got to tell you this, y'all, and I'm not trying to be preachy, but there's a need. There's a need in any way, shape, fashion, or form you can get involved. Help out in any way you can volunteer, because we do have the most biodiverse non-coastal state in the nation. And it takes a lot. It takes a hell of a lot to manage these populations of all of these 820 species. And if we can just help out, that'd be rad. It was just cool to talk to the same guy in Wyoming. And he said, yeah, we're dealing with the same stuff you guys deal with. We're just dealing with the funding and the events and things like that. It's just tough. And the volunteer database and things like that is, for an empty take on a hunting trip. And they were there the next day. Bro, how cool is that? Eddie, thank you for sharing that, dude. How rad is that? Oh, that's so cool. That makes me happy. Yeah. Just say, hey, this tank's bone dry. There's some out in the white tanks as well. They're bone dry. Just we need some water out there. And then boom. Dudes show up with giant tanks and just fill the suckers up. But could you imagine? I mean, you're like Snow White at this point, minus the creepy 7 dwarfs. You're Snow White. Those animals just come chill with you. Like, you show up to one of these drinkers and you're a popular human being. Every other species, like, I don't know who this hairless ape is over here, but he's just magically throwing water into this thing, and I'm thirsty. And I'm going to hang out right here, because I know that if I hang out here, hairless apes like this will show up, and they will give us our water. So get as involved as you can. And I think we're going to do a lot of cool things like raffles for really, really cool things, firearms, and maybe even tags. So stay tuned. We're gonna help all of the other groups out in different states. I'm just excited. I'm sorry, guys. You know, I geek out about conservation and geek out about that kind of stuff. So I think people like Queen Bee, myself, I think Rhonda and Dan and Grizz starting it out too, just to help out with organizations that help out the wildlife. Yeah, we don't care if it's an elk or a rabbit. We don't care if it's a rainbow trout or an Apache trout or a smallmouth bass. We don't care. We want to help every habitat in the world we can. What we need to do, I think, is, again, if you guys can think of anything, I know, Eddie, you're outdoorsman, Jim as well. If you guys can think of anything, whether it comes to like camping accessibility, off-road vehicles, fish habitat, anything you guys can think of, let me know. Let's talk about it. I'd love to have a conversation about it and get somebody on. But my goal next week, I think she's one of Queen Bee's best friends, so I think I can pull it off, is getting Susan Craig on our show. Susan Craig is going to give us kind of the rundown, like where we are, the state of Arizona water. And water is everything. It's everything, guys. I mean, we need to figure it out and get the word out fast. And I know I'm getting political, but some housing developer woman is running for governor again, and we're going to run out of water. Yes. Sending photos. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What are you sending photos of? Did I ask you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Send photos. Oh, yeah. Of your camp with the thing. Oh, hell yeah. I thought you were talking about those cool photos you took. Rhonda's going to donate for one of our auctions with really, really cool Arizona. I love the cactus one. The cactus one, please. Yeah, she's going to donate. So that's what I thought you were talking about. So anyway. All right. There we go. All right. I'm going to we are Valentine's Day adjacent. So I'm going to hopefully put a Love's in the Air kind of FFO Friday together for tomorrow. But please play along, guys. I know if I'm not around, or if I'm running around trying to get things done and pre-recording or getting things ready for a camp or a hunt, then after the pre-recorded show, I'd love that you guys can talk amongst yourselves and hang out, and it really helps the show. I'll be selfish on this. It really helps the show the more you guys comment and communicate with each other, especially when I'm not around. So I really do appreciate it. He'll get the photos next week. See, there we go. Okay, I will take it. I'll accept it. Yeah. Yeah, Rhonda, if you send those today, I will probably check sometime next week. Son of a, you're right. What? He's right. He ain't wrong. All right, y'all. This is the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of the state, nation, and world that we live in. We will see you mañana. And you get to play. Oh, yes, you guys get to play alone unsupervised. Yes, tomorrow is the day to play along unsupervised. You guys are it. All right. We'll see you when we get back. All right.